What's good, YouTube world, ladies and gentlemen? As you seen before, this is my engine dock from the first install video, and I've been getting a whole bunch of comments. People keep telling me, "Oh well, the engine, the wire is gonna melt because it's sitting over the engine." Okay, well, this is how my engine looks. Okay, I've taken some things apart for you. This is in line like this originally. This goes on there like that. Okay, just imagine this hooked all the way in that, and this hooks on here. Okay, now the way a usual, well, my engine works anyway. This right here you're looking at, if you don't know anything about cars, this is not the engine. Okay, and I say this in comments. The engine sits below this. This is on top of the engine. This is called an air intake manifold. Okay, what this does is it lets air into the engine. It pumps the air into the engine. You see these valves? You see these little things grooving through? That just pumps air down. Okay. This right here, this is called a throttle body. I can pull this, and if you don't believe me, this is the air filter. This is the air filter's for. You know, it filters the air for bad stuff getting your engine, and it goes through this long thing. And it has a whole bunch of sensors for the engine computer and calibrate the air mixture and whatnot for it knows how much gas to put in the engine. That's how it works, if you didn't know. Okay, so now I pull this up. God darn it, come on. No, I'm not about to start my car just yet. Now this right here, this long line, now this is the throttle body, okay? When you open the valve like that, if you never knew about a throttle body, when you open it, like if I kept this open, I'm letting all the air into my engine, and the engine just be revving like crazy. But when you open the valve, that's when I step on the pedal. This is what all you're doing is opening the valve to let the air in. Okay. Now this car comes with cruise control. This one is an automatic. It'll open the valve automatically through the cruise control. It just pulls. This motor pulls a little lever backwards or whatnot, and it the string comes through and it opens the valve. That's cruise control. Okay. And this one goes directly to the pedal. Okay, in the car. Now, as you've seen before, okay, and like I said, I know one thing or two about cars or whatnot. I just don't do car audio. Don't get me wrong. This right here is an AC compressor. Okay, this does not get hot. This pumps Freon through your system for your AC. It's sitting on top of the air intake manifold, and the air intake manifold has a cover, and the cover is covering up the wire anyway. Okay, so it's just sitting on top of that, and the air intake manifold doesn't generate a lot of heat. It just gets lukewarm, just a tiny little warm, and this thing can handle 122 Fahrenheit of heat, and as low as negative degrees, negative 22. I'm sorry. The hottest part on your engine though is gonna be the exhaust manifold. That's the exhaust manifold, because it lets out exhaust, of course. It's letting out explosive fuels. You would like to say, oh well, it might because this thing gets hot. No, this is the distributor cap. This is just, it sends spark to the spark plugs through the spark plug wires. Okay, and it's all calibrated through the computer for you have good timing or whatnot. Distributor cap, this sends spark plugs through. I can show you that when I start the car up. You might say it's this joint. No, this is just the container that holds the Freon. And this thing right here pumps the Freon through this thing so you can get cold air through your system, okay? If anything, this gets very cold. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get hot, so you don't have to worry about heat. Even if it did heat up so freaking hot, that's what the freaking fan is for. You know what I'm saying? The fan is supposed to keep the engine cool. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's my fault, man. My freaking battery died in the camera, but like I was saying, so fan keeps the thing cool. I'm gonna go through this one more time. Since this is part 2. Air compressor. This has a clutch on it. This little thing in the front is a clutch. If the clutch is not, it's a magnetic clutch. That's what this wire back here is for. That's what this wire is for. The magnetic clutch is not engaged. It's not pumping Freon through. That's how that works. I'm just trying to express my knowledge a little bit. Alternator. If you don't know what that is, then you're just dumb. That's essential to car audio. This is the Freon holder, tank, whatever you want to call it. Not distributor cap. This is just called a distributor. This is the air intake manifold. It just lets air in through. This is a IAC sensor, idle air control. Yeah, IAC sensor. This just works on your idle on this car. And I take that back. All cars have a if it's fuel injected, this isn't fuel injected because you use fuel injectors, and it doesn't use the carburetor, it uses the throttle body because it is fuel injected. This is a map sensor. I don't know what this is. It's a big wire thingy. This is a brake booster. These are all brake lines. This is for auto relays to the fuel pump and all that other good stuff. This is the motor for the little windshield wipers. This goes to the heater. Like, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to cars. Like I said, it's the air filter. I'm gonna start it up and show you what I'm talking about real quick. So this big tube right here goes to the rad. If anything, this gets fairly hot. This doesn't even get that hot because you can still touch it even when the engine is warm, because this pumps the cold antifreeze through. And this right here, this thing right here, this little lever that hubs off here, that's the water pump. This whole little piece right here, this is all goes to the water pump. That's what all that is. See that tube going right, this tube right here going into the engine. Can't really get a good angle. Tube right there going into the engine, right there. That's the water pump. Take that off. That's what sends it through. And so I'm gonna start up real quick. I'll be right back. I only got another 2 minutes on here, so you get an understanding now. This is not gonna get hot enough to. It doesn't have that much slack, and it's been like this. If that was the case, it's been like this for almost a year now, and it hasn't burnt yet. So stop giving me these dumb comments. Now, granted, you know, it is better to put it on that side for, you know, security I don't know, for some type of reason. I don't know. Somebody gotta light me again. But at the end of the day, though, it still works fine. Everything still works fine. You know what I'm saying? I have the RCAs on that side, and I have this on this side. It is the opposite of the battery, but it still works. So what's the big deal? Anyway, for me, anyway, I don't care what people say. It just still works. And I'm gonna start it up and show you what I'm talking about real quick. No, never run your engine long without the air filter on it, because it'll do that. Won't really run too long because the air filter is not on there, so I can't give you a valid example. So that's my fault and my mistake. But if you can see what I'm saying, if I can somehow leave the thing up here, show what I'm talking about. When I press the pedal, you know, that does open up. Let me see if I can get started. Hold up. Let's try that again. Alright, here we go. Now listen. Heard that? That's air. Air going into these valves right here, okay? I can feel it vacuuming. It's vacuuming my hand. You hear that? You hear that? That's my hand because it's vacuuming it in. That's how that works, clown. Left in. And if you have a vacuum leak, the engine will install because